everyone and welcome back to the channel, and this week we've been lucky enough to test this absolutely gorgeous looking convertible Lexus LC 500 with the optional Sport Plus pack, and that brings those gorgeous 21-inch alloy wheels that set the car off, and isn't it an absolute stunner? Now if you want, at the end of this video, I've also done a video in the past of the coupe version of this car with the same 5-litre V8 that we've got here, so at the end of this video feel free to check that video out as well. Now I'm sure you don't need me to describe to you the looks and proportions and how great a looking car this is, because from every angle you look at it, you notice new little angles and creases and strong muscular lines that you didn't notice before. And as I said, from every angle it looks superb. Around the back you've got a similar themed rear light cluster that's similar to the front, the Lexus 500 badging there. And you've got two exhausts, but inside those exhausts are actually two exhausts on each side, which technically got quad tailpipes, which is pretty cool. Now this car, and the same as the LC 500 coupe that we previously tested, the soundtrack these make from these naturally aspirated 5-litre V8 are incredible. It's the deepest, most growliest sound you'll ever hear. It's amazing, it really is. When you come around to the front, you're greeted with a very stylish, sophisticated and sporty looking affair with this very dominant but not too overly brash Lexus grille that swoops out into the widest exterior extremities of the bumper, which emphasises the car's width and therefore its strength. So with the headlights, these ultra high definition headlights give you the best visibility in night and day and give the car a really strong image on the road with its daytime running lights. Now of course I can't go through this whole review of what it's been like to live with over a week of testing without showing you under the bonnet, as it does have a 5-litre V8 at the end of. You just find the catch. There we are. It opens very precisely on its two gas struts here, and it's a very nice heavy feeling premium bonnet as well. So then under here, as you can see, it's gorgeously presented with this carbon fibre effect engine cover, which really emphasises the size of the 5-litre engine. You also get to see the mountings for suspension and even some of the strut bracings of the car. So for any petrol head, it's an absolute delight to see under the bonnet. But what does that 5-litre V8 actually produce? Well, it does 457 brake horsepower, which will get this car to 60 miles per hour in 5 seconds and go up to a top speed of 167. So that's quite impressive. And oh my goodness, as I mentioned earlier, the soundtrack of this V8 is immense. It's literally like no other car you ever heard before. Now of course, running costs for a 5-litre V8 are not going to be like your basic Ford Fiesta, are they? But you come to expect that. The first year road tax is just over £2,000 for the first year. However though, with the 10-speed automatic that this engine is mated to, on the motorway the revs are so low that you can actually get it into the low 30s on the MPG. Now for a 5-litre V8, I think that's pretty damn impressive. Also, the fuel tank is a massive 82 litres, which means that it can do just reach about 350 miles on a tank, which isn't too bad. Some cars like this you can barely do 200, so the fact that it's got a big fuel tank is definitely a bonus, which suits the comfortable, luxurious, fast but GT-like characteristics of this car. So then let's have a look inside. You open the door through these door handles, which are flush when the car is locked and appear open when you unlock it. The doors are incredibly solid, which give that reassurance, safe feeling, which is great to have on a car, especially of this price caliber. and the price of this car exceeds your expectations of a £90,000 car, because the materials, they are second to none. You know, with Lexus we expect that, and they always manage to deliver. In every Lexus product I've been in, whether that's the cheaper £30,000 SUVs, they've all been great build quality, but this takes it to a new level. I haven't found a single cheap bit of plastic in this whole car at all. Now the only thing that I did notice, but there may be a reason for that, I'm not quite sure, is that there's actually a few exposed screw bolts underneath the doors. Now you don't really notice that until you look at the other person getting out of the car. There might be a reason, something to do with the chassis or the sportiness of the car, but I didn't notice. But they are branded Lexus bolts though, so you know that makes up for it. Practicality, the glove box opens by that button, and it is very shallow unfortunately, so it's just enough for the owner's manual and maybe a small pad and a pen, but you don't buy this car for practicality. The glove box, it tilts and opens on my side, and it's a decent centre console, there's a decent amount of space there, with a 12-volt socket, aux jack and 2 USBs. So when you turn the engine or the ignition on, look at these graphics, excellent. Just sets a real premium touch to the car before you even get started and hit the road, so that's really great. So in the middle you've got a 10.3 inch infotainment screen. Well, of course, everything you'd expect for this price caliber of car. Navigation, information about the car, and it's all conducted on this touchpad down here, which makes a almost like an old Wii/Xbox little noise to it. But you can view everything from your cruising range, is what they call the fuel range in this car. Your average speed, average miles per gallon, everything like that. You know, it's got everything you'd want: phone, Bluetooth, climate control, heated seats in this particular model, and in the Sport Plus variant you also get these little neck heaters here, which are great for the convertible because they just keep your neck nice and cool, which is lovely to see. The steering wheel is beautifully crafted. The leather is so soft and supple, and it's nice and small and compact, and these aluminium paddles behind here are so solid to the touch. It really is excellent. And I've also got aluminium pedals down here as well. Now this is a 2+2 seater, so you're not going to get two 6-footers in the back by any shape or form, but in an absolute emergency, if you had a relatively short passenger in the car and it wasn't tipping down with rain, so you can keep the roof down, because with the roof, there is nowhere near enough headroom. As you can see, you'd have to be like this. So let's put the seat back and see what happens. So yeah, but it's very clever because it senses if it hits your legs. So it did go forward a bit. So as you can see, that passenger would have a little bit of room. They would have to be quite small. But for an emergency, when you do look a bit silly up there, don't you really? But it's not too bad at all. And actually, these seats are very comfortable, and they're really soft and supportive leather. And also, there's nice little Lexus embossed logo on the back of the seats. And also, you've got the optional Mark Levinson sound system speaker, very premiumly established integrated into the actual seat itself. And the seat belts are held in place by these nice metal bolts. And you know, it really is impeccable, the build quality of this car. In all areas of the vehicle, it really is tremendous. Now, with any convertible, you can't expect the boot to be absolutely cavernous. That's because when this 4-stage roof folds down, it needs to go in somewhere. But actually, when this car arrived for a convertible, I was very impressed with the boot capacity that's on offer. It's a nice wide space, and once again, the fit and finish inside is excellent, and there's a couple of tie-down hooks here. Not much in the terms of understore floorage, but I suppose you could put something extremely small in. You've got a lock and wheel nut and everything, and under here is your battery. So if you're trying to hunt for under the bonnet, it's not there, it's under the boot. And quite a lot of sports cars do that. It's for better weight distribution. Here is your rear view camera as well. So then what things have I noticed over a week of testing this beautiful convertible Lexus? Well, I think the thing that surprised me most about this car, and I thought the same about when we tested the LC 500 Coupe about 6 months ago, is the fact that this car really is the jack of all trades. Going down these forest car parks, it may be low, but the suspension is so comfortable in the comfort setting. It's impeccable. It's almost like you're floating like in a Range Rover or something over bumpy surfaces. So in that respect, it really is an excellent cruiser. It will go up and down the motorway all day long with its 10-speed automatic. Despite having these 21-inch extra alloy wheels, the ride is very good. And then of course you've got the drive mode select, so you can put it in Sport Plus, and then the suspension hunkers down, the exhaust gets louder. But ultimately what this car does best is meet its objective to be a luxurious sports convertible, and it certainly does that very well. Let me know what you think about this Lexus in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe for plenty more content